Hello everyone. Today we will learn regarding continuous portion of the lymphatic system. In first class of lymphatic system, we have seen general introduction regarding lymphatic system, its components. These were lymph vessels, central lymphoid tissue, peripheral lymphoid organs, circulating lymphocytes, as well as comparison of lymph capillaries and blood capillaries, etc. Today we will learn regarding lymphoid follicle, lymph node, lymphatic channels, and clinical aspect of the lymphatic system. Okay, first, lymphatic follicle. Collection of lymphocytes occur at many places in the body. Everywhere there is a basic pattern. The lymphatic follicle. The follicle is a spherical collection of lymphocytes with the pale center known as germinal center, where the lymphocytes are more loosely packed. The central cells are larger in size, stainless deeply, and divide more rapidly than the peripheral cells. Now, what is lymph nodes? Lymph nodes are small nodules of lymphoid tissue found in the course of smaller lymphatics. The lymph passes through the one or more lymph nodes before reaching the larger lymph trunks. The nodes are oval or reniform in shape, approximately 1 to 25 mm long, and light brown in color, black pulmonary or creamy white intestinal in color. Usually they occur in groups: cervical, axillary, inguinal, mesenteric, mediastinal, etc. But at some times there may be a solitary lymph node. Superficial lymph nodes are arranged along the veins, and deep nodes along the artery. Okay, superficial nodes are arranged along the veins and deep are along with arteries. Okay. Cervical lymph nodes form a ring at the junction of the head and neck and vertical chains in the neck. This drain wall of the head and neck. Right side lymph vessel drain into lymphatic duct, and wall on left side of this drain into thoracic duct, that we have seen in last class. Drainage area of lymphatic system. Okay, in this diagram you can see lymph nodes in the neck. Okay, first from behind the ear, posterior auricular lymph node, occipital, name given according to region, then preauricular, parotid according to parotid gland, tonsillar, submental, then submandibular, then superficial cervical, lower ear and parotid, then deep cervical, as well as posterior cervical, and last one supraclavicular, above the clavicle. Lymph vessels of abdominal wall above a line passing horizontally through the umbilicus drain into respective sides of axillary lymph nodes. Lymph vessels below this line drain into inguinal group of lymph nodes. This line is called watershed line. In this diagram you can see watershed line passing transversely from umbilicus, as well as axillary lymph nodes, inguinal lymph nodes, lymph vessels of the anterior and posterior abdominal wall. Watershed line means it receives dual supply. Okay. Each lymph node has a slight depression on one side called hilum, like in kidney. The artery enters the node and the vein with efferent lymphatic comes out of it at the hilum. The afferent lymphatics enter the node at the different parts of its periphery. Structurally, lymph node is made up of following parts. Okay, in this diagram you can see hilum, lymph flow, efferent lymphatic vessels, trabeculae, capsule, lymph flow, lymphatic nodule, cortex, medulla, valves, afferent lymphatic vessels. Okay, structure of lymph node. Lymphatic channels. The subcapsular sinus lies beneath the capsule and surrounds the node except at the hilum. Many afferent lymphatics of the node open into subscapular sinus. Lymph filters through the reticular fibers and leave the node by one efferent lymphatic vessels that we have seen in this diagram. Structure of lymph node: efferent lymphatic vessels and afferent lymphatic vessels. Now we will see cortex. It is outer part of the lymph node situated beneath the subcapsular sinus, being absent at the hilum. Cortex. Here you can see below the lymphatic nodule there is cortex and absent at the medulla. It is made up of lymphatic follicles and traversed by fibrous trabeculae. The cortex is far more densely cellular than the medulla. It is divided into zone 1, 2, 3. Zone 1 containing loosely packed small lymphocytes, macrophages, occasional plasma cells in the peripheral of the follicle and extending into the medullary cords. Zone 2 containing more densely packed small lymphocytes, macrophages deep to zone 1 and limited to cortical and paracortical areas. Zone 3 including the germinal center, which contains large lymphocytes and macrophages. The maturing lymphocytes pass from the zone 3 to zone 2, 3 to zone 2, 2 to 1 and lymph sinus. Okay. Zones in this diagram shown zones in lymph node: afferent lymphatics, efferent lymphatics. Okay. Afferent lymphatics: hilar region, medulla, paracortex, medullary macrophages, cortical sinus, higher endothelial venules, cortical ridge, SCS macrophage, follicles, reticular conduct, afferent lymphatics, subcapsular sinus, interfollicular regions, free virus. Okay. Hamel nodes. These are small lymphatic bodies resembling lymph nodes in their structure, which are found in the course of blood vessels. The afferent and efferent lymphatics are absent. Their sinuses are filled with blood rather than lymph. These are found in some animals in relation to their abdominal and thoracic viscera. Hamel nodes may represent an intermediate stage between lymph node and the spleen. In men, the spleen is large Hamel node. Mononuclear phagocyte system or macrophage system, also termed reticular endothelial system. This system is closely related to lymphatic system because the two are independent structurally and functionally. The macrophage system is made up of highly phagocytic cells which are widely distributed in the body. These cells include Macrophages of connective tissue, reticular tissue and lungs, monocytes of blood, Kupffer cells of liver, meningocytes of meninges, microglial cells of nervous tissue, foreign body of giant cells, the endothelial cells, fibroblast, and most of leukocytes are not included in this system because of their poor power of phagocytosis. Okay, which are not included: the endothelial cells, fibroblast, and most of leukocytes are not included because of their poor phagocytosis. Now, their function. The system forms first line of defense of the body against microorganisms because of the amoeboid and phagocytic properties of its cells. Okay. The macrophages of lymphoid tissue are now considered to be intimately concerned with mounting specific immune responses by the neighboring cells. Many of prominent sites of reticuloendothelial systems are also important sites of hemopoiesis. Okay. Function. First, defense. Then macrophages of the lymphoid tissue are now considered to be intimately concerned with the mounting specific immune responses by the neighboring cells, and many of them prominent sites for RES are also important sites for hemopoiesis. Okay, we have discussed hemolysis and hemopoiesis. Growth pattern of lymphoid tissue. Lymphoid tissue of the body is prominent at birth and grows rapidly during childhood. The growth ceases at about the time of the puberty and is followed by partial atrophy in the later years. This growth pattern is shared by lymph nodes, thymus tonsil, lymphoid tissue of the intestine, and the follicles of the spleen. However, the lymph nodes may enlarge again in response to inflammation or tumor formation, Hodgkin disease, lymphosarcoma, etc. You will see in medicine surgery. Lymph nodes are commonly enlarged by metastasis that we have seen in terminology. In short, spreading of the malignant growths. Lymph nodes are commonly enlarged by metastasis of the malignant growth. Now, function of the lymphoid system. Lymph capillaries absorb and remove the large protein molecules and other particulate matter from the tissue spaces. Thus, the cellular debris and foreign particles, dust particles inhaled into lungs, bacteria, and other microorganisms are conveyed to the regional lymph nodes. Lymphatics help in transportation of fat from the gut. Lymph nodes serve as a number of functions. They act as a filter for lymph which percolates slowly through the intricate network of its spaces. Thus, the foreign particles are prevented from entering the bloodstream. The foreign particles are engulfed by the macrophages in the sinuses. Antigens are also trapped by the phagocytes. The mature B lymphocytes and mature T lymphocytes are produced in the node. Both the cellular and humoral immune responses are mounted against antigen phagocytes. Now, the circulating lymphocytes can pass back into the lymphatic channels within the node. Humoral antibodies are freely produced by the lymph nodes. Production and maturation of B lymphocytes and T lymphocyte is the main function of the lymphoid tissue. Now we will see regarding applied aspect of the lymphatic system. Lymphatics are primary means of course drainage, including cells, debris, microorganisms from the tissue spaces to the regional lymph nodes, where the foreign and noxious material is filtered off by the phagocytic activity of the macrophage cells for its final disposal by appropriate immune responses within the node. Thus, the lymphatic system forms the first line of defense of the body. While draining from infected area, lymphatics and lymph nodes carry infected debris may become inflamed, resulting in lymphangitis and lymphadenitis. Okay. In this diagram, you can see lymphangitis. The filarial parasites live in the lymphatics, which may become blocked, giving rise to the solid edema, elephantitis in the peripheral area of drainage. Elephantitis is characterized by enormous enlargement of the limb or scrotum due to the thickened skin. The microfilariae enter the bloodstream only during night, and therefore the blood for examination must be collected during the night. You must remember this because it can be asked in Viva. Elephantitis involving the scrotum. The lymphatics provides the most convenient route of the spread of the cancer cells. Therefore, the lymphatic drainage of those organs which are commonly involved in the cancer should be studied in greater details and with special interest for many reasons. It is helpful in diagnosis of the primary site of cancer. Okay, in this diagram you can see cancer cells, lymphatics, spread of cancer cells via lymphatics. How it spreads, you can see by this diagram. Splenomegaly is the enlargement of spleen mainly due to infection, circulatory disorder, blood diseases and malignant neoplasms. It causes excessive and premature hemolysis of red cells or phagocytosis of normal white cells and platelets, leading to anemia, leukemia and thrombocytopenia. Okay. Spleen also may enlarge due to congestion of blood in portion, venous congestion in right side heart failure, and in fibrosis caused due to cirrhosis of liver. Okay, splenomegaly also occurs to meet the extra workload for removing damaged and abnormal blood cells. Commonest cause of the splenomegaly is malaria. All these were differential diagnoses for splenomegaly. Okay, like cirrhosis of liver, then extra workload for removing damaged and abnormal blood cells, then malaria. Enlargement of thymus may cause myasthenia gravis, that we have discussed in myology also, which produces extreme weakness of the skeletal muscles. It may be treated by removal of enlarged thymus or thymus gland or by drug treatment. Okay. Thank you everyone. Here we have finished lymphatic system.